Allah. He loves Allah, she loves Allah, we all love Allah. He gave us the air that we breathe every day. He gave us Islam to stay on the way.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
My name is Ahlam Abdul Salam. Today I'll be telling you the story of the Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
The Prophet Ismail alayhi salam is the son of Prophet Ibrahim. He is called Ismail the sacrificed. You all know Zamzam water. It sprang out at the feet of Ismail when he was a baby. His father Ibrahim left him and his mother Hajar alone in the desert with neither enough food nor water. Allah Almighty blessed Hajar and her son with this water. Who was the mother to the Prophet Ismail alayhi salam? Aisha? That's correct, Hajar. Hajar went up Safa mountain, then she hurried towards Marwa mountain. She did so 7 times looking for food or water or even for someone to save her and her son who was crying of hunger. How many times did Hajar run between the mountains? Hubbi?
7 times.
That's correct. It was a miracle that water flowed in this dry desert, wasn't it?
Yes.
With the presence of water, many people came from everywhere to live with Hajar and Ismail. After some years, Ibrahim came to see his wife and his son. One day, Ibrahim had a strange dream. He saw himself slaughtering his son who he loved dearly. Ibrahim loved his son, but his love for Allah was greater and stronger. He saw this dream 3 times. It was a command from Allah and Ibrahim had to carry it out despite his love to his son. Did Ibrahim tell Ismail? What did he say? Ismail was a good son. He was obedient to his parents and he had strong faith in Allah. He told his father to carry out Allah's commands and he would be inshallah patient. Did Prophet Ismail agree? Sagal?
Yes.
The devil tried to prevent Ibrahim and Ismail from obeying Allah, but he failed. Ibrahim took a knife and tried to slaughter Ismail, but the knife didn't cut. Allah the Able ordered it not to. Who tried to prevent Ibrahim and Ismail from obeying Allah's orders? Hubbi? That's correct. Did he try again? Yes, he tried more than once, but the knife didn't even hurt Ismail. Suddenly, Angel Jibreel came down from heaven with a big sheep as a sacrifice for Ismail. Ibrahim and Ismail cheered. They were happy with this sacrifice. After many years, Allah ordered Ibrahim and Ismail to build Kaaba, where we go to perform Hajj every year. That is the end of my story. I hope you all enjoyed. Now I'll welcome my sister, Sagal, to tell us her story.
Thank you, my sister Ahlam. And I loved your story. And now I will tell you an interesting story about the rich and poor man. I hope you enjoy. Once upon a time, there lived a rich and poor man. The poor man had little crops. And the more the drought came, the more the crops reduced. But the rich man, alhamdulillah, had a lot. He had ginormous crops, a lot of water, bigger gardens, and more money. The poor man did not have, as the drought increased, the crops reduced. And the rich man lived where there was loss of rain. So as the rain increased, the crops as the rain increased, the crops also increased. The poor man believed in God, but the rich man did not believe in God. He thought he could be a god of how wealthy he was. But the poor man kept on asking God to help him with more food and more charity. The poor man was praying to God to give him more money. So one day, the rich man wanted to become a god. He went to the poor man, he took all his crops and told him, I will return these crops unless you worship me. The poor man refused. He said, you take my crops and take everything I've got, but leave me alone to worship my beliefs. The rich man got very angry with those words and went back. The next day, the poor man had a little more crops than he had. The rich man came again for the second time, took all his crops and told him, I will return these crops unless you worship me. The poor man refused for the second time. The third time, the poor man had more crops as ever. The rich man came and took all of them and told him to worship him unless or he's not gonna give back the crops. For the third time, the rich man went with those crops. When the rich man reached where he lived, he found all his crops had died. The sun was shining. There was a big drought. He had no water, he had no food. But that day, the poor man, rain came to where he lived. Rain made his crops grow, and he was very happy. And the rich man became poor, but the poor man became rich. That's the end of my story. Now I'll invite my sister Hubbi to tell us her interesting story.
Thank you, my sister Sagal, for that enjoyable story. My name is Hubbi Ahmed, and today I want to read for you a story known as Skin Color. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Hamid had been pleading with his dad to let him get enrolled in Evolution Soccer, a football club. Finally, he had agreed and Hamid felt so excited. Hamid, what are you doing? Get downstairs, otherwise we'll be late, called his dad. What was the name of the boy? Yes, Aisha. Hamid. Yes, Hamid. Hamid rushed downstairs, missing the last step and falling down. Are you okay, Hamid? Asked his mom, worried. Yes, Mom, I'm just really excited, he replied, smiling. He jumped into the car and his dad sped down the lane. He dropped Hamid off, kissed him and zoomed off. Hamid, now realizing that he didn't know anyone there, felt a bit shy. He went up to a man at the administration. I'm enrolled in the club in the 5th group with referee Joe Maina, he said in a small voice. The man took the paper that Hamid handed him and then took him to a big football field where there was already a lot of children. Here's Hamid Abdul Karim, said the man, pronouncing his last name with a lot of difficulty. The boys laughed as they thought that the name was strange. Hamid felt himself blushing. Hi, I hope we'll be all friends and we'll have good games together, said Hamid, trying to sound confident. What did Hamid say? Yes, Ahlam.
I hope we can all be friends and have good games together.
The boys ignored him and looked away. Hey, is that Samban or were you born like that? Asked one of the boys, pointing to his face. Hamid, who was from Pakistan, had darker skin compared to the other boys. He decided not to answer the rude boy's question. He ignored the boys for the following days and concentrated on football. As the days followed, the boys kept teasing him. They even invented a nickname for him, Curry. Adam, a tall boy who was the leader of the group of the boys, was the one who teased Hamid the most. He was a European and thought people who were different were not as good as white people or people like him. We don't want any of your races, Curry, he said to him. So you admit that you are racist, said Hamid angrily. The boys kept on ignoring him. One day, Hamid felt that it was too much. He was very sad and helpless. So he decided to consult the Quran and seek God's guidance. In it, he found a verse that he thought was guidance from God, that's how he should handle these problems. He was happy and very grateful to God. Since then, this verse became his guideline in his interaction with anyone who was bad with him. So, over the next few days, Hamid tried to be kind to the other players, even if they were annoying. Joe, a short boy, fell down when an opponent pushed him. His knee was bleeding and the other boys didn't know what to do. Hamid thought of something and helped him. He washed his cut with soap to make sure it wouldn't get infected. Joe didn't resist. He looked at him and found his knee healed quickly. Wow, how did you know what to do? Asked Joe in awe. Well, in Pakistan, my grandmother used to teach us how to wash cats and cure people so that we could help her, as she is the villager healer, said Hamid, smiling. Thanks a lot, Joe smiled back. Hamid was happy to have made a friend at last, but still the other boys pretended not to be impressed and ignored him. Day by day, Hamid tried to show the boys that he's as good as they are, and he continued to be helpful. One day, the referee accused Adam for paying the opponent to let him score more goals. Hamid knew very well that Adam hated the other team's captain, a long, skinny boy named William. Hamid remembered one day when the two boys had fought and had vowed to have nothing to do with each other again. So Hamid explained to the referee that Adam wasn't responsible for what he was being accused of. Hamid gave him proof by bringing along a boy who had witnessed the fight between William and Adam. This confused the referee. He apologized to Adam and left the other boys together. Thank you, whispered Adam weakly. But since you came here, I've been humiliating you and annoying you. Still, you helped me. Why? Adam asked, amazed. Well, you see, said Hamid humbly, my religion, Islam, teaches me to forgive everyone, even if they have been very mean to us, he explained. Adam seemed to go pale. He simply couldn't understand how someone could be so forgiving. The two boys walked over to rest of the team silently. Adam stood on an old box where any boy could stand if he had important announcement to make. He gathered up all his courage and finally said, we boys have been unjust and horribly racist to a certain boy standing amongst us, but still this boy tried again and again to make friends with us. He helped Joe when he cut his knee, was honest and forgave us for the terrible things we did. I suggest we should all apologize to him for all the pain and humiliation we caused him. This boy is Hamid, and anybody who wants to annoy him again will have to answer me, he finished angrily. I'm really sorry and ashamed of having been racist towards you, Hamid, said Jim humbly. I apologize for the meanness, added another boy. Sorry, said another boy. All the boys started apologizing and admitting they were wrong. They all admired Hamid's persistence, courage, and of course his willingness to forgive. They all decided to make him the gang's They all decided to make him the gang's leader, but Hamid refused. I just wanted to show you that all human beings, even if they are from a different country or color, are all equal. What actually makes a difference between two people is not how they are on the outside or what their surroundings are like, but how good they are in their heart, in their deeds. The boys all cheered as he finished what he had to say. They had all learned their lesson and were never racist ever again. Now it's time for lesson and values.
Now it's lessons and values. What have you learned from my story? Sagal?
That even if you love a person who is kind and loves Allah, Allah's love should be more.
MashaAllah, that's correct. Aisha, what have you learned from my story?
The Prophet Ibrahim wanted to slaughter his son Ismail, but then Allah said that he should slaughter a sheep.
MashaAllah, that's very good. What have you learned from Sagal's story? Hubbi?
Do not be rude with your wealth. Instead, give out some.
Sagal?
That if you think that your wealth will last forever, you should think about someone else.
I have learned that you should not say that you are God. That is haram in Islam.
What have you learned from Hubbi's story? Ahlam.
I have learned that you should not judge someone by the color or the tribe that they came from.
MashaAllah, that's good. Sagal.
I have learned that you should not judge someone by their looks or where he came from. You should judge them by how they act and how they love.
MashaAllah, that's good.
Now it's fun time. Are you ready?
Yes!
Now it's fun time. We are going to be playing a game called Spoon the Marble. For this game, you need a spoon, some marbles, a ball, and a cup. This is how you play the game. You put the cup on your head, you take the spoon, you pick up a marble, and you put it inside the cup. For this game, you need to pick up one marble at a time, not 2 or 3. The first one to put all the marbles in the cup will be the winner. This is Team Red and this is Team Blue. The team which will finish the marbles and put them in the cup will be the winner. And I think Team Red will win.
No, Team Blue will win.
Ready? Set. Go.
He loves Allah, She loves Allah.
Ready, set, go. Yes, we won! Now we have a tie. Let's go to the tie.
He loves Allah. She loves Allah.
Ready, set, go.
Sagal, 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 ahlan, sagal, sagal, ahlan, 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 sagal, sagal, ahlan, sagal, ahlan, sagal, sagal, ahlan, 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 sagal, 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 ahlan, 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 sagal, ahlan, ahlan, sagal, ahlan, 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 sagal, 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 ahlan, ahlan, sagal, 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 ahlan, 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 sagal, 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 sagal.
And that's the end of today's show. What have you learned from the games we have played? Sagal?
That patience help you.
Aisha?
Cheating is haram.
And that's why the team red was disqualified, because we were cheating. That's the end of today's show. I hope you'll join us next time. And with that,
Ma'as-salam.
He loves Allah. She loves Allah. We all love Allah. He gave us the air that we breathe every day. He gave us Islam to stay on the right way. I love Allah. He loves Allah. She loves Allah.